Hey y'all, I'm here today. I'm holding my camera, so if I'm jerky or whatever, I apologize. I don't intend to be. I just wanted to show y'all a wall hanging I made a number of years ago. I have not videoed this yet, although there are pictures on my blog at faithgracecrafts.blogspot.com. And there's also pictures now on Pinterest. And anyway, this is based on my husband's favorite Bible verse. It's Philippians 4:8. What I've done is I started this wall hanging on a background of pink felt cut to about that size right there. I don't know how big it is. But, well, there is a ruler up there. Okay, let's look at that. Let's say 21 inches across the top. Yeah, and I'm hanging it on a ruler. So maybe that can help. And it's probably just another inch or two longer. The felt, I covered it with a piece of, now I'm going to come in closer, so I'm trying not to be jerky. I want you to see this background fabric, the white with the squares in it. It is an antique, at least vintage, but possibly antique piece of something just exquisite. It's got these raised bump areas in it that as soon as I saw that piece, I had to have it because I knew it was going to make a perfect background for something. And when I laid it on top of that, the pink felt from behind here, it started to show through a little bit, and it was perfect. I had in my mind for a number of months what I wanted to do, sort of what I wanted it to look like. And so this is how it came out. I'm going to have to pan down and show you the whole thing a little closer because I can't turn my camera the other direction. I printed the words out on my printer using the freezer paper method. There are some parts, the outline of the words is with my sewing machine, and I probably sewed that front piece, the lattice or square or just whatever, onto the felt backing with my machine. Everything else has been done except, like I said, the parts going around the words, and then the layering of the fabrics I think I also did with the machine. But all of the laces and buttons and embellishments have been put on here by hand. And I'm going to flip it over so you can see the back of it real quick. By hand, I'd sewed all of the laces on, and so there's my big, huge stitches going from one piece to the other. It was a labor of love. I had so much fun working on this. And this is vintage and antique laces and appliques. I've used a few doilies, but mainly what I did on this one is I pulled out all the stops. I pulled out all my very favorite appliques, and I used those to embellish each of my little, I'll call it quilted, although there's no batting in between, but each of the word patches that I made are 3 or 4 layers. It's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of fabric. So I'm going to call those little patches. And each one I embellished on here as I sewed it on. Let me just get in a little closer. I used all of my favorite buttons. I have a collection of gorgeous buttons. So I pulled them out and used them. I had made some crocheted roses. I used some of those in here that I made, but the rest of it is vintage and antique laces. The tatted piece on this side, the pink and cream. As soon as I got that piece, I knew I was going to make a wall hanging and use that on the edge of it. And it, like I said, is some of my very favorite pieces on here. It was so much fun to make. And those of you who love lace, you'll recognize the quality of these laces. This is a piece of my, this one too. I'm going to get up close here and show you this one. What I did was I pulled some of these little, they're called turtle laces. They're used to make lace. It comes on a strand of these little turtles. And I've shown this before on my blog where people would use these, turn them on each other, get different sizes and stuff, and then do a stitching in between them to make very fine looking lace. And those are the biggest ones I've ever seen. I wanted to incorporate those in here as well. Rhinestone buttons, pearl buttons, little tiny pieces of laces, tatting, crocheted pieces, bobbin laces. And then along the bottom, I used on the corners a child's bodice, neckline, I don't know what to call it. I split it in half and used the edges of that along with this gorgeous piece of lace down here for the bottom. Beautiful appliques, embroidered applique on this one. Gorgeous edgings. But lots of pink, lots of cream. My very favorite colors scheme. So anyway, I just wanted to get this on video. The pictures I took are not the greatest, but at least now I have it where I can share it with others. And anyway, I just wanted to share that with y'all real quick.